Stand your ground. Fight for honor. Fight for the man beside you. Fight for those who bore you. Fight for your children. Fight for your future. Fight so your name survives. Fight for immortality. Hello and welcome to the Real Talk and Banter podcast, the movie podcast where we discuss and review films that are at least a decade old. I'm Omari Williams.
And I'm Jay Richardson.
And today we are discussing Immortals, 2011 fantasy epic? Is that how that's described?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't know how they classify these things. Thoughts? Immortals.
Oh, damn.
Fun? First time watching it, right? No.
Yeah, it is my first time watching the movie. I had not heard about it or seen it before, so it was an adventure. Mythical adventure.
Mythical one. Fantastical, even. Yeah, so Immortals was my definitely my selection, and I can't remember what I initially had scheduled for us to record today, but I went out with my buddies a couple of weeks ago, and while sitting at the bar, Immortals came up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Immortals, let's do this instead." And I changed the schedule on you.
You did.
So yeah, so that's how this ended up being recorded. Shout out to Kenneth and Ovid. They don't fucking listen, but whatever.
They might. Now that you give them a shout out, like, hey, we said your name.
Well,
you know,
I guess so.
they
Yeah. All right. So the Immortals, came out in 2011, and I think for me, well, I know for a fact for me is this is coming 3 years after we had 300, which was just this cultural phenomenon that happened, and you can see some of the stylistic influences in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
How it was shot, not quite Zack Snyder-ish. It wasn't as much with the slow-mo stuff, but there was a good deal of the slow-mo action scenes in it, and it was shot in 3D, so that's why it popped on your screen even when you're not watching it 3D. But this, I believe 300 is what really made me realize, I really like this sword and sandals genre type of deal. And when Immortals came out, I was definitely all about it. Henry Cavill is pretty awesome. He's an actor I enjoy watching. You have thoughts on Henry Cavill?
No.
Not really? Oh, really? No.
I mean, he's all right. It's cool.
Really?
He's cool. I just, he doesn't do anything for me. You know what? Why are all these, almost not all of them, but a lot of our leading actors and actresses in the U.S. space are all from like everywhere else? They're like Canadian or British or like, what's up with that? Do we not have good homegrown talent?
I don't know. I've heard like people say that it's easier for them to fake the American accents too versus the other way around, I really don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like, does the UK have a stronger emphasis in theater or something? I don't know. This is all speculation.
That might be a good take. I don't know.
I mean, you and I spoke about being able to recognize when an actor has roots in theater and really appreciating their work because it communicates differently once they're on film.
Yeah.
So that could be a thing where what's your boy, what did Timmy say a few weeks back about how like theater and ballet is dead?
He did.
So yeah, so I don't know why that is.
I don't know either. All right, guys, we need to get some more American Black actors out there taking these leading roles. Omari,
Yeah,
it's on you.
I mean,
Carry the torch.
to be or not to be, that is the question. And scene.
I'd hire you. You got it. You got the role.
Thanks. All right.
You got a non-speaking role in my commercial, but I give you a role.
That's okay. I'll do some voiceover work. I'm gonna clip that audio and send it to whoever you're supposed to send these things to.
Yeah.
All right. Well, back to the Immortals.
Immortals.
This is a Greek, fantasy thing, so it makes sense that you have a bunch of British actors in this one. All right, let's dive into Immortals. So the Immortals starts out with, as most of these type of like Greek epic fantasy movies start. Yeah, there's a whole narrator telling some type of prophecy thing. We had a vision from these oracles. And, so we find out that the four of them, there's only one real oracle, and then the other three are to help hide the identity of who the real oracle is, the true oracle. So, but you have the vision showing like the upcoming war and the battle and all that stuff to come. And I don't know, that stuff was cool, like visually. Did you have anything that stood out to you in this opening sequence?
No, nothing really stood out. I mean, the visuals are nice. There's just, I guess my biggest problem with the beginning scene, I just didn't know why I was supposed to be caring yet. So it was just like, okay, it was just, all right, cool. So
yeah, it starts off and it's like, guys, this is like, it's intense. This is happening, and it's like, whoa, we just started. Like,
yeah, I don't know what
who you are
is.
or why. Yeah. And then, of course, we got introduced to the villain shortly after, who is Hyperion, played by Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
I thought he did a pretty great job in this movie.
Role. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I like Mickey
he was
Rourke
very,
well.
very good at being menacing and everything.
Whispering the whole damn time.
There's
Jesus, speak up.
You say he what?
Whispering the whole time.
Oh, whispering.
Speak up.
Listen, so he did. There was this old dude. I guess he was like a monk. You've seen Breaking Bad, yes?
No.
Oh my God! What the fuck? How are we even friends? What is going on? Jesus Christ.
I knew that question was gonna show up at some point.
Holy shit! Well, because that old dude, I was like, is that Hector Salamanca? Because he was in Breaking Bad, but anyway, it was him. I'm pretty sure it was him. But that's the dude that he takes a cup, Hyperion, and he pours it on this dude's head, and he like starts pouring, and I'm like, is this a magic cup? Because
how much liquid was in there? I was like, what is that? Like, when he picked it up, it was like barely half full, and then this man was just pouring forever. I was like, oh.
He like almost flooded the fucking place. I thought it was water.
I thought it was water too.
I guess it's oil.
Yeah, definitely oil.
But I'm like, what kind of the consistency, the visual consistency of it is like,
it was freaking
this thing
water.
Is splashing like water, 100%.
Yeah, so, I swear it's water until he lighted my fire. Then I was like, oh, I guess it's like oil then.
Or something. Yep, that's what I wrote too.
Okay.
So okay, cool. So we see the bad guy. He's pretty
bad.
He's pretty fucked up. He's pretty bad. He means business. So then we shift perspective over to the Olympus Peninsula, where we get introduced to our protagonist, our main character, Theseus, played by Henry Cavill, and we just see them living their life in this. They live in a village on the side of a
fucking
cliff?
Mountain. Like, I'm like, why?
What the fuck?
I mean, very pretty, but I'd be very concerned. Like, how do you move anywhere?
It's a terrible place to live.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't know. I didn't see. I guess there obviously are steps because they get. No, sorry. I was gonna say because they can't get to the water. But we found out the water is like filled with oil, so they're not fishing. Like, how are these people surviving? Where are they getting water from? what if the water is contaminated? Not contaminated. It has to be contaminated. There's oil in the water.
Mm.
There's no fishing or like wildlife to eat. Like, how do these people survive? I don't understand.
I don't know. I really didn't understand why the village was like there, what's there, other than to protect the thing. So okay, but there's no way this
the thing that no one knew.
No one knew that was there. I was like, okay.
I was like, okay. So you guys are living here by choice. I don't know. It was weird. I mean, you guys need to leave. This is not it.
They were being blessed by the gods, I guess, and maybe they don't have to eat any food. They're just like, they don't need water or food. They're just surviving.
And then like it's all rocky, so it's not like they're farming and they're like growing crops. So
yeah, they must be like they didn't show it because I guess why would they? But there must be some other area somewhere that they can get to that give them those things. Because aside from that,
or
they
maybe
would starve
there's
to
like
death there.
Unless there's like some type of mineral or something that they mine that they can trade for goods and resources. That would be one way.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we're getting too deep into economics of this village. It's just weird.
It's just a bad village.
So we did see the mother. Well, we did see the ladies because there's clean water in that like temple shrine area or something, and then this other woman just calls her a whore just out of nowhere, and pushes her down. I was like, what the fuck, like.
Yeah,
and they never really.
They didn't really go into the story of how she was a whore. They just said his father was gone, but okay, did he die?
So I guess I wrongfully thought that Zeus was his dad.
Oh yeah, no, I did not think that at all.
Yeah, I think I was mixing Greek mythologies or something because I was making that assumption.
Oh, you thought he was?
Because I thought he was
Hercules?
like part god. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, Hercules is the most famous, but Zeus is infamous for
he been spreading his
coming
seed.
down yeah. So, but I guess Theseus is not. Say again.
In this one, I don't think he is. It just
Yeah. No, yeah. Theseus is supposed to be human. He's supposed to be immortal. So that was my mistake. So I guess he's just some bastard boy or whatever. So we get a shot shortly after of Henry Cavill all abbed up and pecked out to death, clearly getting ready for that Superman role. And so we see an awesome disarming of these soldiers, right? There's a bunch of soldiers and he just takes them all out. And I don't know, man. I'm having a hard time with him being just a mortal, normal human being, because every time he's like fighting, all the things he was doing, in my head, he's like blessed by the gods somehow.
Yeah.
But if we're saying he's just a regular dude, this movie gets even more ridiculous.
I mean, they didn't go like into detail. I assume that he is human, but the Oracle did make mention that he was touched by the gods. I mean, he's been having consistent interaction with Zeus in his mortal form since he was a boy. Yeah. So maybe something, rubbed off. I don't have, in some way.
Because,
but,
they did ask him how'd you learn to like fight or whatever. And I guess we're supposed to believe this it's Zeus. I understand that. But this old man trained him to just become this badass fucking peasant warrior or something. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. If we take a step back really quick, right? The movie, it's a little longer than I think it needed to be, but not as long as when you think of these like epic like fantasy stuff. It's not bad because some of these things be pushing 3 hours long, right? Yeah. But I feel like even with its runtime, they found themselves like skipping through stuff and not properly explaining things, and like characters would just appear in a new location when the previous scene showed them doing something else. Did you feel that? Did you get that sense also?
Yes. Like I couldn't understand or tell how far things were because this is all done by like horse and foot at this point. So I'm like, how the hell did he get there? Like I'm assuming he's not like across the street. So okay.
It did take us 25 minutes to get to like the first like action set of the movie. It was a long wait, but to me, it was definitely worth it. We had this tracking shot where Theseus killed 8 dudes in an unbroken sequence. It was really awesome, just cutting through guys, slicing through them. And then Hyperion shows up to kind of, which I don't understand why Hyperion would even be at this village. Because I would just send my troops to go out and it's not like this was an important location for the king to come down here and participate in this war, in my opinion. But anyway, he was there, and the main reason was so that we can have the main villain kill the main protagonist's son, and now it's like, oh, I need to kill him. Like, now we have this kind of vengeance thing that's going to happen throughout the rest of the movie. Hyperion decides not to kill the dude that just cut down 8 of his men with ease, and is like, no, we're going to keep him as a slave, which, like, what were your thoughts on him deciding to spare Theseus in that moment? Outside of the fact that plot armor exists, like, what do you think about that?
I thought that he wanted to do it because he just needs strong people. I mean, I was thinking about, you know what? I was thinking about it as I was watching it because it was like he wanted to keep him so that he could mine the salt mines, and I'm like, why? Like, what is even this? Like, why do you care about salt right now? Like, okay, but
he actually said salt mines.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said he could
preserve the meats, I guess.
I mean, you know, salt. I mean, salt, especially in that time, is definitely a commodity, and
gold. Yeah, sure.
But like, why are you concerned about fucking salt right now with war? Exactly. In the middle of war, I don't care about my crops at this time. But so it was just kind of weird. Yeah, I don't think that he should have kept him alive. Like, you see this guy, you just give him motivation because you killed his mother in front of him. You see that he's strong. He's a strong warrior. The options were to either try to convince him to join you or kill him. And it don't make sense. It made no sense to make him a slave. But you know, plot armor, like you said.
Yeah, I think that was an easy. You got to kill this guy right here, right now.
You can't
leave somebody like that alive. Yeah, but
also I agree. There was no reason for him to be there. Like, this was just, they didn't, at this point in time, they didn't know the bull was there. So there's no point for him to be there. But also, the thing that also tripped me out is the beginning of this scene here. Before he notices the village on fire, I'm like, how the fuck did he not know? He was right there. He was just like around the corner. Like,
wait, when is this?
Before he goes over, like when he enters the old man's dwelling, and like, old man, he's looking for him, and then he like looks over, he sees all the dead birds or whatever, he looks over, and then the whole village is on fire. I'm like, how the fuck did he not know that? Did he not? I mean, he's there actively.
Yeah.
How did he
it's not a very big place either.
Yeah, it's not a big place because he showed up like 10 seconds later. It's not like it was like miles away. Like, he was right there. You didn't hear the screaming. You didn't smell the smoke. Like, nothing. You were just like,
nope. Oh, nothing.
Like, there's dead birds. Oh no, something's in trouble. Like, what the fuck? It was weird. Anyway, aside from that, yes, he should have killed him. But you
know. So after this, it cuts to the gods, right? And we have this whole thing where
the gods are useless. I'll be honest.
Well, they explain it away by saying that the gods cannot interfere, with man, right?
Yeah.
And I just have this question where it's like, because you see that all the time, and it's just something that's used to prevent, just a deus ex machina from happening in these types of stories. However, what I always wonder is, like, who's enforcing these laws, right? So, like, I understand if, like, Ares or Poseidon or whatever interferes. Yeah, Zeus can be like, hey, man, you broke the law. I'm going to punish you. But if Zeus himself interferes, who is punishing him? Like, how does that work? Is it like a curse where if he does it, he'll, like, die immediately? Or there's not another entity to hold him accountable?
Yeah, Zeus could do whatever he wants. Zeus is the enforcer. Yeah. But, yeah. So everybody else can't, except for Zeus. And he tried to explain it away. He's like, "Oh, I've never shown myself as Zeus. You know, I've just been the old man." I was like, "Yeah, but you've been influencing him his entire life." But okay, sure. He's like, "Nah."
Do we need to talk to you about Hercules, man? Heracles,
right?
Okay, like that's you interfering. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
Gosh. Oh my god.
Yeah. The Greek mythology part of this is very weak. It's like they just took.
I mean,
the names and then
yeah,
that's it.
They did say it's loosely based on whatever, and as loosely you can mean. Yeah. yeah. Because even the story is supposed to be Theseus and the Minotaur, right?
Yeah.
And the Battle of the Minotaur, which is another classic Greek story, which, again, the interpretation of that, very, very loose.
Yeah, it's fucking bowl thing.
How do you feel about? How do you feel about the? Say that again.
The bowl man thing, like.
Yeah. In real time, were you like, "Oh, he's fighting the Minotaur"? Were you like that in real time?
No, I was not.
No, it was at the end when we saw the statue. I was like, "Oh, that was supposed to be the Minotaur."
Right, exactly. I was like, "Oh, okay, that's what that was." Like, okay.
I was like, guys, no. So, what do you think about the gods though, and their attire, their armor, their fucking helmets? Like, what'd you think about that whole set design?
No, the set design was nice. I thought they did a good job. Like, obviously distinguishing them from everybody else with the gold, the pure gold, everything. I thought that Luke Evans did a good job as Zeus as well.
I thought he did a real good job. Yeah.
My only issue, like I said, they were kind of just doing this weird, playing fast and loose with the rules of like, don't interfere, but, what was, like, why not? Like, it really didn't make sense. And then, they kind of built it up with, like, Theseus being the person that needs to do these things. But then when it really came down to it, like, the final scene of, like, the gods versus the Titans, where was he?
Yeah.
He was somewhere else getting choked out. So I was like, okay.
He got his ass handed to him. Are we going to get there? But like Zeus literally says, "Hey man, this is not your fight anymore." So I'm like, what?
So what was the point then?
Here? Like,
I thought the whole point was he was prepping him because he was the one who had to stop the Titans once they got released. Like, okay, I could track that. But then it was like, nope, never mind. We got it. And then they were getting their ass kicked too. I was like, okay, so everybody just sucks here. So whatever.
It was tough.
It was tough. But the gods themselves, like popping up, doing the things they do. You had Poseidon, you had Athena there. Ares was there. So, it was a nice callback. And I like the outfits. I like the gold and the mask and the helmets and stuff like that. They look powerful. They look like they could do some shit, but they ultimately could not. So that was disappointing. Did you like that scene when they first showed up?
I think some of the helmets were a little goofy looking, to be honest. I like the overall concept with the gold plated armor and everything. Yeah. But some of the helmets were a little goofy looking. And I feel like I wish it was a little easier to differentiate the gods from amongst each other. So they capture the villagers, they turn them into slaves. I guess they're walking through like some desert or something. I don't know. The geography was weird. I don't know. I guess they had to go through the mountain to get to the other side of this. It's some desert. They're taking them as prisoners, whatever. But they get to wherever they're holding the slaves, and like one of the other slaves, they see the oracles come in, and he makes some comment like, "Oh man, like I would like to get with some of that," or some like lusty, lecherous comment. And my question was like, you can't see under these robes. You don't even know if there's women under there. I mean, I guess you know the stories that the oracles are women, but I'm like, dude, like, what is your deal? Like, you don't know what they look like
at all.
They are sexy, but he doesn't know that. That's my thing. He has no idea what they look like. So they go and get some water, and like Theseus is all defeated. He's, his mom was murdered, and so forth.
Drink some damn water. That doesn't make no sense to me.
Well, homegirl brought him some goddamn water in the sexiest, fucking nastiest way ever. She comes and just like dribbles water into his mouth, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I'm thirsty too. Goddamn, like what the fuck? I was like, but I'm like, are they not gonna stop this from happening? Like, I don't know. That was so random.
Yeah.
And then we get to the scene where this scene was confusing for me, so maybe it made sense to you. But like the oracles, they're like, hey, we gotta get the fuck out of here. She had brushed up against Theseus and was like, oh shit, he's the one. So that's why she gave him the water and so forth. Well, we find out later that there's more than one reason why she gave the man that water, but we'll talk about that.
Yep.
But they're like telling the other slaves, yo, we gotta bust out of here, right?
Yeah.
So what confused me though is that the soldiers were moving on the oracles. It looked like they were about to attack them. But like I don't understand because they received orders not to touch the oracles, not to harm them. But Hyperion, one of the soldiers said to Hyperion, "Oh, they were trying to escape." I was like, "No, they weren't. They tried to escape, yes, in that moment, but before those soldiers walked up on the oracles, like surrounded them, like menacingly, they didn't know that they were going to try to escape." You know, so did you see it that way, or am I missing something?
No, I did see it that way. My interpretation of that scene was these are very four beautiful women, and they're doing this weird circle jerk thing. Like I don't know what that was, but okay. But it was some kind of like siren call. I feel like they're kind of like doing this low hum, and like all the men kind of started coming towards them. So they definitely were gonna attack them. I think in a nefarious way. I don't know about beat them up, but definitely probably try to take advantage of them, even though they're not supposed to, because then if the one is defiled, then she can't get her visions anymore. But yeah, I think they were going to try to take advantage of them, and they took that opportunity to then attack them and escape.
Okay,
is what I got from that.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, I'll take that. I didn't pick up on that whole like lusty vibe from the soldiers, but it could have been. They were just men, so why not? Right?
Exactly. They're in the middle of the desert with these four beautiful women just doing whatever the hell they were doing. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I took it. They just they kind of used their beauty against them. Like, yeah, come check us out. Yeah, don't you like this? Stab.
Stab.
Yeah. Why we both say stab? Is that how you stab people?
I don't know.
Oh my god! All right, so
I don't know why that just happened. That's funny.
This is why we're friends. We're back again.
This is why people think that sometimes we script our shit. Yeah. So they're telling Hyperion, they got away and so forth. They said they killed 7 men, and I'm like, the way they said it was like the oracles killed 7 men. I was like, damn, ladies, all right, do your thing. Yeah. So he sends Mondragon is his name, crazy ass name, but he sends him and some other warriors to go and retrieve the oracles because I guess Hyperion didn't know that there are 4 oracles. I thought that was common knowledge for some reason, but and then the soldiers also didn't reveal to Hyperion that there were 4 and 1 escaped until like after the conversation was, they were going through the conversation. It was kind of weird. But so that's what's happening now. The 3 oracles have been captured. 1 has escaped with Theseus. Stavros is the other horny slave, and then there's a couple other slaves with them that's going on. I mean, Stavros was the one that was like, yeah, let me get with these ladies. But anyway, so now all of a sudden Theseus is like rejuvenated. I mean, if that oracle fucking gave me some water to drink from her mouth, I'll be rejuvenated too, I guess. But he's like all like ready to fight and everything. I'm like, all right, dude, like, he was on the brink of death
a second ago. Like, relax.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. And then Stavros gives his speech, we're like, oh, let's go take this boat and let's get out of here. And he says to Theseus, "Who are you gonna stay with? You gonna stay with her, or you gonna come with me?" I was like, dude, that's easy decision. But Theseus was like, nah, man, we're gonna go north and we're gonna go fight Hyperion and so forth. So they decide to go and steal the ship because it was just a a merchant ship or some stupid shit that Stavros said, and it was nuts. It had several, like dozens of soldiers on it, and they were quickly outnumbered. And here comes the god to be literal Deus Machinas in this story whenever they felt like it. But there was a cool ass scene with Poseidon diving from the heavens into the oily water to flood the ship. While it was cool looking, I don't understand what Poseidon's plan was, because he could have just as easily killed Theseus and all of them.
Well, again, they're trying to play in that gray area. They said they can't directly interfere. Correct. And he made the comment, well, oceans have random waves all the time or some shit like that. So I guess his plan was just to make a big ass wave and hope it falls the way he needs it to fall, is what the plan was.
It would have killed them. Yeah, it would have killed them.
Hey. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta play within those gray areas. He was just gonna make a big ass wave and hope that it took out the bad guys and not the good guys. And it was like, okay, well,
yeah, that's not how waves work, though.
It worked, though. Did it not?
It didn't. It worked because they jumped out of the way and somehow avoided a fucking tidal wave.
I don't know. Yeah, I was like, where'd they go? It's not like they jumped to land. They just jumped to the water. I was like, oh, so they didn't drown? Okay. That's cool.
Well, no, they jumped to the land, to the dock. They jumped off the boat onto the dock.
Yeah, but it's a gigantic tidal wave. Like, it should have covered that dock.
Oh, it did, because they're all covered in oil after the fact.
Right.
I don't know.
So how did they not drown? You're not answering my question.
I don't know. And then, like, the Oracle, I'm like, I don't understand. Like, does she just have visions or does she have magic? Because why was her fucking cloak so clean? Like, her red cloak, like, after the fact. I was like,
hey, listen.
Like, I don't know. It was visually arresting, but at the same time, like, why? Can you clean us up too, lady, or what?
Nah, she don't. She said she can only do so much. You know, only do so much.
Yeah,
just clean her shit up. She like,
my magic is limited to me and my one little robe cloak thing.
Yeah,
so,
she was the cleanest out of. She looked like she had just stepped out of a bath, because they were all like covered in black shit. And she was just like perfectly fine. I was like, oh, okay. That's like, okay. Well, maybe I don't know what she did, but she avoided it.
I know. So what we didn't say is after they escaped, the slaves escaped, because this scene happened back at the village that they live at. Mm-hmm. So I guess they went back to the village. And again, I don't understand what the plan is. The geography and stuff of this place, it doesn't really make sense. There's a lot of nice set pieces. Like, it looks good, but how and when they're getting from point A to B is just like, you can't think about it too much, because it's going to just confuse the hell out of you. But he decides to go bury his mother, which I think was one of his motivations to going back home, I think.
Yeah.
And he goes to bury her, and of course the tomb that he buries her in, like, the bow is kind of hitting in there as well, somehow sticking. I don't know how that worked, but he stumbles upon the bow. And I was like, okay, I guess the bow was here the entire time. No one knew it, but here's the bow. So cool. Now the Minotaur, we're gonna call him, I have Beast, but it's the Minotaur. We're gonna call it the Minotaur. The Minotaur somehow appears in the tomb, but like, no one knew. Like, how did the Beast get inside there?
I don't know.
And like, what the fuck?
I don't know how. You should have heard like screaming and shouting as it ran in the same. I assume there's only one entrance out, one entrance, one exit out, one in, one out is what I assume is in there.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know.
And you should have killed all those guys outside before going inside.
Yeah, but you should have heard that though, like, and
yeah.
But no, and then he was hiding.
Somehow the Minotaur sneak past them.
Yeah, sneak past them, hiding in the shadows mysteriously. Yeah, like this big ass shit. I'm like, okay, but again.
So Theseus fights the Minotaur. He holds his own pretty well, but he is getting his ass handed to him.
Yeah.
And luckily for him, the Minotaur decides to hesitate or savor the killing blow, because the whole time the Minotaur is unrelenting and just like won't let Theseus like catch his breath, like catch himself. And then right before he finishes him off, he gives Theseus an opening to counter and to come out victorious in the battle. And then he cuts the beast's head off, which that That was overkill. I don't understand. Well, I'm saying beasts, but this is a man. That's a big dude in a fucking in a helmet, right?
Yeah.
That's all this is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he cuts this dude head off, which is very brutal and savage. And then while this fight is happening, the rest of the guards reveal themselves to the Oracle and Stavros and the other guys, which, again, I don't know how they just like came from the shadows and they just... Later on, when Theseus gives his speech, he said, "These are just men." And I'm like, dude, nothing that these guys have done so far indicate that they're just mortal men. Like the way they appear and the way they fight and stuff, it kind of seemed like they weren't. But whatever, they showed up and they immediately overwhelm Stavros and the others. Theseus exits the tomb. I guess the tomb was on a ridge away from the village?
I don't know where the damn tomb was, to be honest. I have no idea. I couldn't tell like what was happening at that point.
Yeah. So
yeah, you'd have to guide.
There has to be two different. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. He comes out because it sets up this cool shot where he gets to use the bow, and he fires 4 shots off to kill the guards that had his friends captive.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was it just 4 of them, or were there more of them?
I thought there was more than the 4, but I don't know where they went. I don't know what actually happened to them. I don't know if they saw the bow and they were like, "Oh shit," and they left. Is an option?
I guess.
I don't know. This whole bull thing was just weird because it feels like it seems like
it's a classic MacGuffin.
Yeah, but it yeah. It feels like not anybody should be able to just use the bow. It feels like you have to be like anointed or worthy or something. But it feels like anybody can just pick it up and just pull back on it and mysteriously a bow's in there.
Literally anyone.
And I'm just like, oh, this is weird. Okay.
That is it. Because when Theseus got it, I had that like, oh wow, he found this legendary weapon thing. I didn't even question his ability to aim those shots. You know, I'm like, yeah, like Theseus, he's that guy. And then we saw Hyperion use it later, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, Hyperion, he looks like he's been dabbling in some dark arts type shit, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then later when Stavros was later with his broken fucking leg,
get the fuck out
I was
of here.
like, okay, what the
all right, this is not a magic bow at all. Anybody could just pick this shit up. Okay.
Anyone could use it. Like, get out of here, man. Like, yeah, that, I don't know, because they didn't really tell us. It's called the Hyperion bow. And I meant to do a research on it to see what the lore is about it, like in mythology. But the movie doesn't. It just tells us that it can release the Titans. I guess it's all we're meant to know.
Yeah.
It just, they kind of, I don't know. It just felt like it was supposed to be a way more significant artifact, and it's just a key. It's a key. Essentially, it's a key.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
I feel like anything could have released the Titans, to be honest. Just like some explosives, and it'd been like, all right, sure.
Well, I mean, explosive. Where did they get explosives from?
Yeah, some gunpowder. They got gunpowder back then.
Gunpowder? What year do you think this is? What the fuck?
Not gunpowder in the way we know it, but they got some shit. Make some shit up. Good for it. I
guess.
You know.
So, okay, so after this happens, right, they all escaped. Theseus
Again,
is like a little wounded.
But sure.
And the Oracle comes to like take care of him, right? This is what I wrote verbatim, right? I said, wait, are they about to fuck? I said, that's definitely against the wow, nice ass. That's literally what my notes say. Like mid-type it, I was like, okay, girl. So then I was like, can we wait till you save the world before you give away your ability to have visions, please?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I was like, this is so... I was like, you horny, selfish fucks. I get it, 100. I get it. Don't get me wrong. Like, look at her, look at him. Yeah, obviously they're going to do it. But at the same time, we're in the middle of a war, and these like gods are about to be released and destroy.
You're the only weapon that has so far kept us alive with your visions. I'm like, oh, stand fast when the cloudless sky thunder, blah 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 blah. Like, okay, so we obviously need your little tidbits, even if it's like pieces. It's still enough to help us, and you're just giving it up because you're right. This isn't a gift. I'm like, okay, well, you just need to hold on for like 20 more minutes, and then we'll be all right after this. Like, relax. It was so dumb. I was so mad at this. I was so mad at this part. I'm gonna be very honest. Yeah. It just irked me. It was like, and yeah, I mean, him, I guess he's just thinking with his dick at that point, so whatever. But her, I'm like, lady, you've obviously probably been bred, for this. Like, it is like, this is your entire life. Like, you just like, fuck it and give it up. Like, it made no sense.
Just like that was
a
she's like, ever since your foot brushed across me and I spit in your mouth, I just can't stop thinking of you. I'm like, dude, stop.
Relax.
Just stop.
Relax.
Oh my god.
This scene pissed
She's
me
just
off.
decided that she's seen all the visions that can be helpful, and I'm good.
Yeah.
I've helped you enough. Yeah. So, all right. So now we move to Mount Tartarus, which is where the Immortals. So this is some Greek. This is not research. This is me going off of my Greek like mythology kind of knowledge I remember. But Mount Tartarus is supposed to be the prison of where like the Immortals, like the Titans, are supposed to be held. In this movie, they have it as there's this giant wall, and there's a shrine with a hidden chamber imprisoning the Titans inside of it or whatever. But Tartarus, it's supposed to have the same effect, right? After that, like now they're like trying to find. I remember they got to where Hyperion was previously camped, but he already left because he's about to attack Tartarus.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I thought Hyperion was here. And my first comment was, if only we had somebody that could see the goddamn future, right? That would be useful right now. Like oh, that shit, left. Like,
my bad.
They immediately ran into the problems of not having this oracle anymore. Like, come on, man. It was so short-sighted. And then they found her sister oracles. This is one of the darkest scenes of the movie, where they had her in that it's called the Brazen Bull, where they encased them in this bull.
How they encasing them and then putting them back?
I don't know, because it looked like the bull was already formed.
Right.
I didn't see.
Is it like a back hatch or something? Like,
I guess.
Fine.
I don't know. And then they had this like rigged so that you could hear their screams coming out of it. I don't know. It was dark. It was dark as hell.
Yeah.
Because the bull was over fire, so they're being burnt on the inside. That was
essentially they're in an oven being cooked alive.
Yes. So, but of course, in the words of great General Admiral Akbar, it's a trap. Oh, you don't get that.
I don't.
Sorry. It's a Star Wars thing.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
General Akbar says it's a trap.
Don't.
Is that?
Don't. Just don't.
No? Okay.
Don't.
All right.
Thanks. Okay. So they're attacked. They're surrounded like right away. Well, the monk runs off. I don't know what that monk was going to do. Why did the monk run off? He can't fight anyone because he can't commit violence. But he ran off.
Well, he can't take a life. You know, he can like stop some stuff. I mean, you could trip somebody and not kill him. Like, oh, oops.
I don't think he can commit violence. Is the thing here? That's the thing. He can't commit violence.
I thought he couldn't take a life.
Yes, he can't take a life, including his own.
Right.
So you think that he's allowed to beat the shit out of someone and just stop short of killing them? That's what you think their monk
I mean, listen,
vows say?
We're in the middle of a war at this point, so
we
get a little gray. Okay. We get a little loosey goosey with the rules there.
I guess. I guess. Well, anyway, he runs off. They follow him. They're surrounded. Theseus immediately drops the bow, which he just keeps dropping his goddamn bow. Like, I'm like, dude, what? This is our hero? What is happening? So the bow is stolen
by a hyena.
It looks like a hyena. I was gonna say.
It looks like a hyena, bro.
Like, who's taming hyenas?
Hyperion.
So the bow is stolen. to me, this was like a perfect opportunity for them to show us that Theseus is the GOAT, he's the one. And instead, the gods swooped in. I believe it was Ares and Athena swooped in. Yep. No, it was Ares. Ares swooped in.
Athena was there.
And just killed all of them. Well, she showed up after the fight was done. Ares showed up, killed all those dudes. Athena came. She gave them 2 horses. And she said, the horses will run until their hearts give out. And my immediate response was, can you just give us horses that won't die?
Yeah.
Like, why? What the hell is this about?
You mean like an hour from now when they die of heat stroke? Like, what do you mean?
Oh my God. And then they literally showed us these horses dying. I'm like, guys, I do not need to see horses writhing in pain as they die.
Yeah.
That was such a weird thing to put in the movie, but they did it.
Yeah.
Zeus pops in and is super pissed. He kills Ares. He tells Theseus that you will no longer receive aid from the gods. You have to do this on your own. Fight or, do what you got to do. I believe in you. And if I'm Theseus, I'm like, stop yelling at me, please. Like, I don't know what's going on.
He did. That's like he's talking about it like he asked for it. They were just jumping in.
I know. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy to me. I'd have been so confused. I'm like, why are you yelling at me? I don't understand who these people are, who you are. So I don't know. That happened. They hopped on the horses, they took off, and they made it to Tartarus, where they had to convince the general.
Yeah, King Cassander.
That war is coming.
He apparently did not believe that.
He did not. Theseus said, seal the gates and prepare for war. And my guy said to him, he said, I'm not seeking counsel from an alluring palm reader and her peasant lover. That was a crazy fucking thing to say. First of all,
it's true.
Phaedra didn't even say anything. She was just there. Like, Theseus is like, dude, this has happened. I'm not making this up. I just don't understand why Cassander was not more receptive of what was going on.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of painted it like, okay, so they were... This movie was just weird. It was either everybody's all in or everybody's all out, and they just had this mixed bag of like people. Some people are like, yeah, this is it, Greek mythology, the gods, I believe in it, and other people were like, no, this is absolutely not. And you would think a king, a leader would be on the page of gods are it and they exist, but he
said it's a bedtime story.
It's a myth, it's a bedtime story. I don't believe you, you're just full of shit, essentially. And it's just like, okay, like it just doesn't make sense with like how Greek mythology runs. And I know this is loosely, so maybe I'm being too harsh on it. It's just like,
no, you're right.
It just didn't make sense for him to like completely disregard that, especially the simple thing of like close the gates. It's not like he tells him to like follow me, take half your men and follow me.
Exactly.
It's like just close the gates, and he's like, absolutely not.
That's all.
I'm going to negotiate peace.
Which you're at war, so you would do that anyway.
Why are the gates open? Like they're already attacking you.
And I agree. It's either we're in a world, a universe where gods exist, or we're not. And I don't feel that like we are so far away where it's like, oh no, it's just myths and stuff. Because Hyperion, when his one dude came in, I was like, oh yeah, the gods came down and fought. Hyperion was like, God damn it, okay, cool, all right. Like he wasn't like, bullshit, there's no gods, So Hyperion believed it right away.
Yeah.
But the good guys are like, oh, posh. Like, no, that's not. I don't know. So they sent an envoy to meet with Athenians, and they demand to speak to Theseus, and they said, okay. Why would they let Theseus speak to him at all?
I don't know. I mean,
like they thought he was crazy. They didn't believe anything he said. Like, why would you let him deal with your negotiations? That didn't make any sense. So he walks up to obviously Hyperion. I guess he's never seen Hyperion before, but it was clearly
he definitely
Hyperion
saw him. No, he was wearing a mask at first.
He saw him kill his mother.
Yeah,
he saw him kill his mother. So they had a little conversation, and he tell him, yeah, like, open your gates, like, let us in or whatever. And Theseus is like, no, I'm not going to do that. I do have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about Hyperion's plan to release the Titans? How is that a good plan or idea?
Yeah, I don't think it was a good plan at all. I don't know if he was banking on, if he released the Titans and the Titans won, then they would recognize that he was the one to release him and like favor him in some way, because his whole thing against the gods is when his family was sick and dying, they didn't help him. So he's like, well, fuck the gods, and I release the only people who supposedly can kill the gods, which are the Titans. So okay, I'm tracking all of that. But first of all, these Titans look like menaces. Like they weren't
feral.
They were feral. Yeah. They weren't
Yeah.
They didn't seem like people at that time, or things that you could actually like, communicate with and demonstrate with and whatever, like, have some kind of actual understanding, because they said they were trapped for eons. So at that point they've lost all humanity or whatever it is they had. They just looked like they were crazy. So like I don't know, maybe yeah. I was tracking up to the point of how are you actually going to like talk to the Titans and whatever, if they won. If they didn't win, then it doesn't matter. But if they won, or maybe he didn't care. Maybe he was just ready to wipe out everybody. Like fuck it,
including himself. He's just an agent of chaos.
Agent of chaos. Like whatever. Like this place sucks anyway, and maybe he didn't care.
Okay. It would have to be the latter, because I had the same questions. There's no way he could guarantee that the Titans wouldn't just immediately kill him and his forces. So that was kind of weird.
I would assume they would take them all out if they won.
Yeah. And listen, man, Hyperion's army. So we had that aerial shot of Hyperion's army.
Yeah, they were deep.
Which was a very impressive shot. I was like, oh my God. I was like, yo, they don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Like, why do you even need it? I guess to kill the gods. No, okay. But this also doesn't make sense, because you didn't need the Titans to defeat the Athenians. They were going to be cooked.
Yeah.
100%. They couldn't stand up against that army.
Yeah.
Right? The gods were never going to interfere in that war.
Supposedly, yes. Exactly, yes.
You releasing the Titans brought the gods down, but there was no real reason to release the Titans.
Correct.
All right.
No, correct. 100% correct. If he had just left the Titans alone, the gods wouldn't have gotten the permission. Because he said in the beginning, the only reason we'll come down is the Titans are released. So if he didn't touch the Titans and just ran through the army, then he would have just taken over the world, and, they'd have known his name, blah, 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 all the things he wanted.
And even if he wanted the gods to be killed, he could have still finished the war, kill and enslave the Athenians, and then release the Titans in a controlled environment where he's not under siege and being chased and stuff, where he can have his army lined up and release the Titans and then have that negotiation he was hoping for, or stand there and watch the gods come and get killed by the Titans. This whole plan is garbage. It made no sense.
It wasn't a good plan at all.
All right, so let's get to the meat and potatoes of this whole battle, the movie, right? Which is Theseus' speech to the Athenians.
That shit wouldn't have done shit. I'm gonna be honest.
What? So you didn't feel it?
I did not feel it.
Get out of here!
I did not feel it. I'm sorry. I didn't feel it.
I was locked in.
Nah.
Stand your ground.
Nah.
Fight for honor.
Nah.
Fight for the man beside you.
No.
Fight for those who bore you. Fight for your children.
I'm good.
Fight for your future.
Nope.
Fight so your name survives. Fight for immortality. No? Damn. All right. Wow. Okay.
He didn't do enough to be the one, He just showed up. We just hated him a second ago. It's not like he didn't do anything to prove oh yeah, this is the guy I should follow. Other than he just stood up on the wall and started shouting at me. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's his courage and his unwavering demeanor in the face of sure defeat, which rallied the men to his side and inspired them to go into battle.
Once Theseus turned around to head back, why didn't Hyperion just kill him right there? Because he walked all the way out.
Because it was a peace envoy? I don't fucking know.
He didn't come for no fucking peace. There was never going to be peace. Why did he let him walk away?
He had an olive branch. There are rules of engagement.
They've ignored all those rules from the beginning. When he walked into the monk's temple, they're like, hey, this is sacred ground. You can't do this.
That's a war crime.
He said, fuck you. And he lit a monk on fire in the middle of the temple. So he didn't give a shit about peace or the rules. So why did he let him walk back?
I don't know, man.
Okay, well.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I don't appreciate you distracting away from the speech and my amazing recanting of it. But anyway, so I was locked in. I got chills. I was like, let's effing go. Okay. I'm ready.
I was going to say the reason why I asked that, and I'm gonna give some credit to maybe that was where they start to see him as more than just a guy, more than just a man and a leader. Because I kind of ignored that part. But he did face, that army by himself. He walked up by himself. They were like, hey, yo, once you leave this gate, we can't protect you. He was like, anyway. Yeah. And he kept walking. And he talked to him. He came back. And they all, parted ways as he was walking back. After, again, he had to, forcefully drop the gates because they were ignoring him again still. Yeah. But okay. But I don't know. Fine. I'll pick up my sword. Fine. Whatever.
So here's my thing, though. I did love the speech. I was ready to fight. That being said, he's lucky he didn't break or roll his goddamn ankles when he jumped off the ledge that he was talking from.
How did he get up there?
I don't know. But he did. And then he got back. Maybe he jumped up. I don't know. Again, I thought he was superhuman, and he's not. So how did he jump down from there? Listen, I would have imagine I give that rousing speech, and then I jump down, break or roll my ankles, and I'm like, okay, all right, hold on.
Immediate. Everyone's like, oh, fuck this. We're out of here.
Are you okay? I'm like, yes. I am kneeling to the gods. Just give me a moment. Why are you crying? I'm weeping with joy and excitement at the fight that's to come.
Yep.
Can somebody help me up? Nah, that would have been bad. Yeah. So then after that, they're like, cause he did tell them, that the tunnel, he said that numbers don't matter with the tunnel.
Which is 300.
Which sounded correct in the moment. But yeah, it was a 300 reference.
Yeah.
Which they died and lost, by the way. So, but then they immediately walked into the tunnel, though. So I was like, shouldn't they have stayed on one side of the tunnel and allowed them to funnel through? And should they have met them in the tunnel, fight them in the tunnel? Was that the right way to go about that?
Yeah, because... Yeah, they should have met them at the front of the tunnel, not at the back end of the tunnel.
Yes, not the back, the front of it. Yeah. And stop them from coming in.
Yeah.
So, especially given there are fucking stairs in the tunnel that goes to the top of the wall.
Yeah.
Why is that unguarded? Why was the shrine unguarded?
I don't know.
Why was the king unguarded? Why was the king up there? So, they fell back way too far, allowed the enemy in, and allow the enemy to get to their king and stuff. His woman was up there too in the shrine. The speech was cool, but the execution of this battle tactic was terrible.
I mean, he wasn't a tactician. He wasn't a general. So, but then but King Hyperion. With the bow, with the first thing, they knocked out the walls, and they were like, "Oh no, all the commanders are dead!" And then they ran away. I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Why are all the commanders standing in the front like that?"
If I was Hyperion, I know that's weird. If I was Hyperion, the commander should have been on top of the wall, watching to see what was going on. I don't know why they'll be down there in the tunnel anyway.
Yeah.
But if I was Hyperion, I was firing another shot right down the middle.
I don't know why he would drop the bow and then throw men in there. As soon as the wall broke, I'm firing. And there was unlimited bows. Yep. I was just firing shots in there. What?
Unless, does the bow pull from your life force? Man, I wish I had more. This bow,
I mean, maybe. That'd be the only reason to limit the use of it. Otherwise, you're just
exactly
fire. It's like unlimited.
We saw Theseus fire 4 shots immediately once he got the bow in his hands.
Yeah.
You know, so I guess I don't know. So the battle is happening. They immediately broke formation too as they reached the the Hyperion army.
Yeah.
But again, cool action shots, cool fight scene.
This is the best scene another
another tracking shot where Theseus was just going ham in the tunnel, just cutting dudes up. When he was trying to get to the stairs as well with Stavros so they could follow Hyperion. I don't understand how Theseus was this great hero because he kind of failed at every notion. The army was downstairs getting slashed to bits. They were never going to win. It would just take longer. They slowed down that large army outside, but they were not going to win, right? He allowed the Titans, or he couldn't prevent the Titans from being released. So that's another L. And now the gods have to come and get involved in the whole fight. So, and he lost Stavros in the process. So it was looking bad for our guy. When the gods showed up, they had a very cool entrance. And they were piecing up the Titans one time, like in the very beginning. I was like, but if the Titans are this easy to kill, like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
And then I realized the problem with the Titans is the overwhelming number, which, were they multiplying? Because I didn't think there was that many.
Yeah, it looked like a row of, like, I mean, maybe you couldn't see the whole box or whatever. I don't know. But there was a lot.
Poseidon himself Poseidon was close to being the MVP of that fight. He killed a bunch of them. And Athena was getting busy too. But for some reason, they kept coming. That scene ended with Zeus pulling down the statues. I guess he buried the Titans. Which, if he could have always done that, why didn't he just do that from the jump?
Bro?
Why did he think that they could fight them?
When he fucking like destroys the Eprius bow, I was like, why doesn't it even exist then? Why didn't you just destroy it?
Well, did he destroy it? I just thought he pinned it to the wall.
No, it shattered.
Oh, I didn't notice it was shattered. I saw the outline of it in the rock. And the hammer was stuck there. I thought it was pinned into the rock so that the Titans couldn't get to it.
No, maybe
it shattered. Okay,
I saw the shit shatter. It broke up into like little black pieces and fell down. Cause he slammed it with Ares' Warhammer.
Ares' hammer. Yeah.
And I saw it like break. So I was like, okay, well, why the fuck didn't you do that in the first? Why does it exist? Why didn't you just break it? Why? Yeah. What are you doing?
If it can be broken and there's no repercussions to breaking it, just break the key. Furthermore, why is it on Earth? Why is it not in Olympus with the gods?
I don't know, being, protected. Yeah.
What the fuck? Listen.
And then, this whole, he pulls up and all the statues fall down. I'm like, okay, so if they could just be buried and not come out, then why the fuck are they in this box fine with the, why?
It undercut, like, everything in the movie, And
at first I thought he was gonna, like, give up himself. Like, okay, so all the gods and the Titans are now buried. I'm like, oh, okay.
Buried, sealed away. I thought, well, okay, before I realized, when he twisted the handles on the box, I thought he was giving up his life force to like re-imprison the Titans, and it would have trapped the Olympians, so all the gods would have been like stuck in some like supernatural prison under there. Then I saw the chains come up. I was like, okay, something else is happening. And then I saw the statues coming down. I was like, okay, so I guess he's gonna bury all of them under there. And then they teleported out of there. So I was like, wait, you could have just come, caved in the whole mountain and pieced out and not have any of this happen?
So why you find them?
What was the point? Oh my god.
He could have just dropped on the box, had the 5 or 6 gods just surrounding him so they didn't like immediatally attack, pull it up, drag them down, and then everybody shit off. And then be like, okay.
Teleport.
But
that's it.
Nope. We lost half the gods. I guess Zeus could always make new gods if he wants, so I guess.
I was like, can they be reborn or something?
Yeah,
or,
he's supposed to be able to do that.
Reincarnation is a part of it.
I don't know about reincarnation, but that's a great question. It's been such a long time since I really paid attention to it. I know he can make new ones. I don't know if he can make like another Ares, another Poseidon. I don't know if he could do that, but supposedly.
Ugh.
He can make whatever he wants. He's whatever.
All right. Well, shifting attention back to our main protagonist, Theseus.
Getting his ass kicked in the back. That's why he's getting ignored. Because he wasn't doing shit.
Hey, listen. Freaking Hyperion was touching him up. Like, he immediately stabbed him as the battle started. And I was just like, dude, first of all, what pissed me off is that when he recovered from the shockwave of the Titans being released, his first thing was to take his armor off. I was like, why would you take your armor off? He immediately, when he fights Hyperion, he gets stabbed in the gut. I'm like, well, if he had some armor, you might have been fine.
Oh my god! Or if you had a girl that could tell you, like, "Hey, you about to get stabbed in the stomach," maybe you'd be like, "Oh, maybe I should keep this shit on." But nope.
That whole thing. I don't even know what to say about that fight. He won, but barely.
Yeah.
But barely. Like he lost. Okay, he lost that fight. He was able to not trick. Yeah, I guess he tricked him. Hyperion got a little boastful, and then
Yeah, what was that he picked up?
No idea.
Okay, cool.
Shrapnel? I don't know where it came from.
What was that?
I have no idea.
It was just conveniently at his knee, but they never showed the track of like something falling and landing there, and like, oh, okay. At some point, I know this is gonna play a part. It was just like conveniently at his knee, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, what was that? No idea.
I don't know.
But he gets to wound him, and then he kills him in the embrace that the seer saw, Phaedra saw. So.
Yes. So, and don't get me wrong, the fight scene was pretty good. The choreography was really nice.
Yeah,
it was a good fight scene. It's just Theseus was losing the whole time. Yeah. So, I guess with Zeus bringing down the mountain, that wiped out the enemy army.
It did, yeah.
But it didn't collapse on the side with the Athenians.
It didn't, no.
Oh, okay. So that's how they won.
Yep.
So Zeus saved the day, kind of.
Yeah, Zeus actually won. Zeus was the whole point. He just pretended it was Theseus, but it was actually just Zeus.
Yeah. Because even like, what does that legend say? What does that story? Because they made a statue of Theseus and everything, and so it jumps to like an epilogue, which is, I would say, about 8 to 10 years later, because there's a
young boy.
More than 8 years, about 10 years later, because there's a young boy who's revealed to be Theseus' son with Phaedra, and they're watching. There's this.
I like that name.
Akamas. There's this marble statue that is depicting. It's cool. There's depicting scenes from the movie that happened, but which is supposed to be a telling of Theseus's legend, his story. But I just want to understand, what was his story? Like, what did he accomplish? Did he? I guess he.
I mean, he did kill, Hyperion. So I guess.
Yeah, they don't know that. For all they knew, that both Hyperion and Theseus were killed in the collapse of the.
This is very true. Unless like Phaedra saw it and then like got out of there.
She shit. She doesn't have visions.
I bet she literally saw it, not as a seer.
She thinks that Hyperion and Theseus are under there hugging right now. That's what she thinks. Okay?
Also true. Fuck.
Oh my.
Well, they always say the winner gets to tell the story, so whatever.
True, that's true. And if I'm the Athenians, I'm gonna tell everyone, yeah, Theseus killed this dude.
Yeah.
And then, so how did I explain that landslide? Is it the gods? Was it Theseus? Was it just a freak of nature?
Nope, Theseus did it.
Oh, okay.
He killed Hyperion, and then magically brought a mountain down. Yes. To trap the Titans.
Cool. Sure. So, right. So Theseus ascends to Olympus, presumably to become a god now. His son lives on with Phaedra. They live in some other hellhole, and it looks like the same village where he grew up. Which I don't know why Phaedra would live there. It's not a good place to live, guys. Like. Anyway, And then there's this huge statue, and the old man returns to creep on Akamas and tell him, "Oh, I knew your daddy."
Don't do that voice again. Oh my god.
Oh, I knew it when he was a little boy. Sorry. Anyway, and he foretells that Akamas will be important in the wars to come when the gods may need his assistance. Mm-hmm. And that is the end of the movie.
Before we go, just quick, I thought seers traditionally are always women. How the fuck Akamas has visions?
And that's the end of the movie.
Okay.
Did you not hear that? Or?
I did hear that. I apologize. Carry on.
I intentionally, yes. Okay, so how it really ends is that Akama sees a vision of like his father, the gods fighting, I guess the Titans again, or fighting some other war.
Yeah, it's the Titans and Theseus and Olympians fighting now in some other battle.
All right. Let's rate this thing.
Rate it.
For any newcomers, we rate our movies based on 5 categories: plot and writing, acting, casting, production and cinematography, music and sound, and cultural impact. Everything is rated on a scale of 1 to 10. Jill, what do you have for plot and writing?
I have a 2.
A 2, okay.
I'm not going to go too deep into it because we already talked about it.
Yeah. I have a 3 for the plot and writing, so I'm not far behind you. Acting and casting, what'd you put?
Strong cast. I really like Mickey Rourke. I really like Henry Cavill as well, and Luke Evans. Thank you very much. So strong cast. Mm-hmm. I give it a nice 7.
Yes, I have a 7 as well for the acting and the casting. All right, production, cinematography, and visuals.
Visuals, again, pretty strong there. So I actually give it a 9.
Oh, okay. Very nice. I have an 8 for that.
Okay.
Again, that we spoke about it. That's what brings you to the movie.
Yeah. I would have given it a 10, but like I said, those different parts of the dialogue where I couldn't tell who was speaking kind of threw me. So that's why it dropped down for me. But yeah, a solid 9, I think.
Music and sound. What do you have there?
I didn't really get a lot from the music in the movie. The shit was loud, to be honest. So like I had to turn my shit down a lot. But it was loud. But what?
That critic Roger Ebert, I think his name. Yeah, he was like the sound was just unrelenting, like in his like critique of the movie.
Oh, okay.
He was not happy with the sound either.
Yeah. 2.
Yeah, 2. Damn. Okay, I have a 5 for the music and sound.
Okay, 3.
Yeah, not that there was some great, I guess, score or like catchy theme, but I don't know, man. Like these types of movie, I want it to be loud. I want to feel the music, like I'm feeling the action and stuff. So it did that. It probably was a bit over the top, which is why I don't have a higher score. But I just have it about middle of the road as far as like what you would expect from one of these types of movies. So that's why I landed with a 5.
I expected a stronger soundtrack or music throughout the movie to like help drive the journey. But I didn't really get that. Like it just like comes inherently with like Greek mythology and those kind of like the hero's journey, and I didn't really get that. So that's why it's a little lower. Plus, it was loud as shit. So that's why I'm at 3.
Yeah. Finally, cultural impact. What do you have there?
I mean, it's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be pretty. I'm sorry. It's not something that I hear about a lot. I know you and your partner them talk about it, so that's how you brought it up. But I didn't actually know this movie existed. They're not really sticking to Greek mythology to like, the core itself, other than some names here and there. So I gave it a 4.
A 4. That's exactly what I have too.
Oh, okay, good. I thought you could be like way higher. So I was like, shit, but
nah, I flirted with giving it a 5 actually because. Again, I'm crediting this movie. So, like, when people see, like, Man of Steel or if they watch The Witcher and they see Henry Cavill, like, when I see Henry Cavill, I'm like, when I first saw him in Man of Steel, I was like, oh, that's the dude from Immortals, you know? And so I have that through line, and, like, Henry Cavill has become he's a very good actor. I'm crediting, so its cultural impact is all resting on the fact that Henry Cavill became so successful after this movie. So that's the only reason. But outside of that, you're right. A lot of people don't speak about it. Even my two buddies I'm talking to, like, that's a small niche of people, like collection of people. And I do wish the movie was more, after rewatching it this time, I wish it was more true to the Greek mythology, just more heavy-handed in the, let's just tell a story about Greek mythology. And they didn't really do that. So that's a little disappointing.
Yeah.
So final scores is you have a 5 and I have a 5.4.
Okay. I think 5 is a nice middle of the road movie. It's not a visually, it's not a bad movie. The story just they jacked that up, but okay.
Funny enough, it has a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes for whatever that's worth.
There you go. So we're right along with the regular people then.
Yeah, the consensus is that it's cool, but yeah. Well, that will do it for our real talk and banter on Immortals. To connect with us, to give us some feedback, or just say hello, email us at realtalkbanter@gmail.com. That's REEL talkbanter@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.
All men's souls are immortal, but the souls of the righteous are immortal and divine.
Yes, she did the thing! Woo! And we're out.
Understand why Hyperion dogged out his eyes. Like, I was like, what? He was just delivering a damn message to you, letting you know, because he was like, he could have not said anything. He's like, hey, if the men hear about this, they might, tuck tail. He's like, nah, you're right. Ah. I was like, oh, okay.
Nah, I'm with Hyperion 100%.
Why?
If you were that messenger, were you not going to tell, like, if I was that messenger and you out there in the ranks, I'm going to come in and be like, hey, Joe, hey, listen, man. I was with these guys at the thing. Fucking gods came down, slaughtered the whole company. Like, I don't know what's going on out here, but we're fighting gods now. Like, that shit was going to spread through the army immediately. 100%.
This is true.
100%. Now, did he have to gouge out the eyes? He could just cut his head off or stab him or something. So the way he killed him was a bit much, but killing him was definitely the right way to go. 100%.
I mean, it's not like he's probably the only person with that information at this point. Like, it's definitely already spreading.
I think he is, because everyone that was there died. The only reason he knows is because his bird told him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
So now we're assuming he didn't speak to anyone before he went to Hyperion.
Yeah.
Because again, as I get back to camp, my bird gets back to camp, and I'm like, oh shit, man, I gotta tell Hyperion, but the fucking gods came down, man. I'm gonna let you know how it goes. And then when you realize I get killed, now you're gonna be out there telling people, hey, yo, I think Hyperion killed Amari because of that. Like, that's what would happen. 100%.
Definitely. Okay. 100%. Okay, fine.
All right.